Today is a nuanced session, strong in some areas, weak in others. Here is the full picture. Welcome to MTRS_Market Pulse. Here is your complete global indices roundup for July 18th. It is a split session across global markets. Traders are reacting to news that oil prices rise after Kuwait says Iran attacked water desalination and power plant. Let us go region by region across the major global indices. Starting with the Americas session. S&P 500 dipped minus 1.01% to $7,457.69. Investor sentiment is being shaped by Wall Street ends lower as chip weakness offsets solid earnings, economic data. NASDAQ 100 dipped minus 1.49% to $28,593. Investor sentiment is being shaped by Wall Street ends lower as chip weakness offsets solid earnings, economic data. Dow Jones is trading lower by minus 0.77% at $52,146. Investor sentiment is being shaped by Wall Street ends lower as chip weakness offsets solid earnings, economic data. Starting with the Europe session. DAX is trading lower by minus 0.34% at $24,831. Traders are reacting to news that oil prices rise after Kuwait says Iran attacked water desalination and power plant. FTSE 100 ticked up plus 0.27% to $10,600. Equity markets are responding to reports that S&P 500 and NASDAQ end higher on cool inflation data, solid bank earnings. Starting with the Asia session. Nikkei 225 made a dramatic move today, plunged minus 4.03% to $64,141. Currency markets are reacting to week ahead for FX, bonds, US, European PMI data, ECB decision in focus. Hang Seng dropped sharply minus 1.78% to $24,562. The move follows reports that is BHP overvalued amid China's structural slowdown? Discovery alert. Kospi plunged minus 6.37% to $6,820.60 in a significant session. Investor sentiment is being shaped by Wall Street ends lower as chip weakness offsets solid earnings, economic data. Nifty 50 is up plus 1.09%, trading at $24,334. Investor sentiment is being shaped by Wall Street ends lower as chip weakness offsets solid earnings, economic data. Sensex is up plus 1.25%, trading at $78,151. Investor sentiment is being shaped by Wall Street ends lower as chip weakness offsets solid earnings, economic data. ASX 200 dipped minus 0.50% to $8,796.70. The move follows reports that is BHP overvalued amid China's structural slowdown? Discovery alert. Now, a look at some of India's most active stocks in the news today. Hindustan Unilever climbed plus 2.16% to 2,143.80 Indian rupees. Investor sentiment is being shaped by Wall Street ends lower as chip weakness offsets solid earnings, economic data. The near-term technical picture for Hindustan Unilever looks constructive. Watch the $2,229.55 level as the first meaningful resistance zone. A close above there on decent volume would be an encouraging sign for bulls. As always, this is analytical commentary, not financial advice. TCS made a dramatic move today, surged plus 3.09% to 2,269 Indian rupees. Investor sentiment is being shaped by TCS begins FY27 with continued growth, wins multiple RE transformation deals, Tata Consultancy Services. Large deal wins, measured by total contract value, are the most important signal for TCS revenue trajectory over the next 12 months. BFSI and retail verticals in North America are the key spending sectors to watch. Any IT budget revision by US banks would move TCS estimates meaningfully. Now let us look at what is driving these moves at the macro level. On the geopolitical front, traders are reacting to news that oil prices rise after Kuwait says Iran attacked water desalination and power plant. This is adding a risk premium across energy markets and supporting safe haven demand. Central bank policy is at the forefront of investor minds. Equity markets are responding to reports that S&P 500 and NASDAQ end higher on cool inflation data, solid bank earnings. On the data front, investor sentiment is being shaped by Wall Street ends lower as chip weakness offsets solid earnings, economic data. And looking at how some of the biggest global names are trading today. Samsung made a dramatic move today, plunged minus 8.77% to $255,000. Equity markets are responding to reports that Samsung profit surges over eightfold to beat estimates as RE boom fuels memory chip crunch. The HBM supply competition with SK Hynix is the defining story. Samsung needs to close the yield gap to win hyperscaler HBM contracts. Consumer DRAM pricing is recovering as inventory normalizes. Watch for any Nvidia or Google qualification update on Samsung HBM. Meta dropped sharply minus 2.79% to $646.01. Investor sentiment is being shaped by three RE spend metrics that keep me buying Meta leading up to earnings report, 24/7 Wall St. The advertising engine continues to outpace expectations. AI-driven targeting improvements are delivering direct revenue per user gains each quarter. The key variable to watch is engagement per user as Reels, Stories, and Threads compete for time. Reality Labs' losses are the one overhang, but core momentum is exceptional. TSMC is down minus 2.77%, trading at $398.37. Investor sentiment is being shaped by Hyperion's big bet on TSMC, why long-term growth outweighs geopolitical risk. Caveout RE. N2 node ramp is the most important near-term catalyst. Demand from Apple, Nvidia, and AMD exceeds current capacity. The geopolitical Taiwan risk is the permanent discount the stock will carry, but the fundamental earnings power is exceptional. Arizona fab progress and US CHIPS Act subsidy clarity are the structural positives. Let us give you our near-term view on the KOSPI. With the selling pressure we have seen today, the key support level for KOSPI is around $6,411.36. A failure to hold there could accelerate the decline and attract further sellers. For a recovery, bulls need to see a fundamental shift in the drivers weighing on prices. This is our view. Always do your own research. To summarize, 4 indices in the green, 9 in the red today. A clear risk-off tone is prevailing across global equities. Before we wrap up, here is your watch list for the sessions ahead. Keep a close eye on central bank speakers and rate commentary, and key economic data releases. Any one of these could be the catalyst that defines the next major directional move. We do the research so you do not have to hours of analysis distilled into actionable daily briefings. If that is valuable, please hit the like button. It is the single best way to support independent market analysis and help us reach more investors. Subscribe and turn on notifications for tomorrow's briefing. Drop your view in the comments. Are you bullish or bearish from here? That wraps up today's coverage from MTRS_Market Pulse. This content is for educational purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own research. Stay disciplined, and we will see you tomorrow. That is your global indices roundup from MTRS_Market Pulse. Subscribe for daily updates across every major market.